Boom, 1, 2, 1, 2. Do we have audio here? Yeah. That's 2 on the chopper there, folks. We're gonna take a little ride coming to you live from Sky's the Limit Smoke Shop. Alright, we already got someone in here. Get in the chopper.
It's not like
Here we go.
you're
How's
talking to your
everyone's
parents,
weekend?
apparently. So we will never know because I didn't give them a phone number to call when I'm back on the ground to explain to me why we
Let's get
can't go
some
in there. But at any rate,
audio
that's
sounds
the
going
that's
here.
the
1
protest down
second.
there. That white van, that right there, I would venture to say, is a news
Out ahead.
vehicle. News, and the rest of them are the 50 vehicles
Thought I had everything hooked up. 1 second.
raids. And again, the big plan is to make their way up here. I saw the address. It's something on Main Street. I would venture to say it's either going to be the federal building or it's either going to be the federal building or City Hall. I just looked down and Solo Rider. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. I hear you.
What's up,
Oh,
Jeff?
Popeye, who's going to arrest them?
Just keeping an eye on who was coming in the shop. Yeah, we're at the shop chilling.
Yeah, I learned my lesson. I gotta give you. I gotta say like, hey, I'm answering because otherwise, yeah, that's something like that's gonna happen again. Autumn Sky makes me think of 007 for some reason. I don't know why.
Tina, Sharon, welcome.
And Linus is down there throwing out the Schwarz, Rot, and Gelb.
This is what's popping this Saturday, folks. A little past 4:20. 4:35.
Yeah, Justin definitely is on vacation. You're going to be missing the golden tones, the velvety Australian tones for about 3 weeks. Yeah. You
Trying to
know,
figure out.
I find that to be an interesting argument that, who was here first, and everybody just kind of assumes, that it was Hispanics. It was Spain that conquered Mexico, and then it was the Aztecs or the Mayans that were down there that were originally there. But who says that they're the originals? There could have been Native Americans up here at some point, before the other people. So I don't I don't know. Just don't buy into that. I think that you guys got to come up with a better argument. That's yeah. There's too many holes in that one. So
Stu to the office.
I can you know tell you that we, meaning myself and my cats and my daughter and her daughter, because they came over to the house to use they come over to visit me. Don't get it twisted, but I just happen to have a washer and dryer, so they're using the washer and dryer. But yeah, so she, granddaughter's at daycare. She puts in a couple loads. She goes off to grab some groceries, and she comes back, and lo and behold, the street's blocked. And she's sending me these pictures, and I said, "Oh, don't worry about it. It'll be a couple minutes because usually it's like bing, bang, boom, done." Well, that turned out to be hours and hours
Bye-bye.
and hours and hours, and I'm not 100% on it because if I'm not working, believe me, man, I'm not the sticking my nose in everybody's business guy. I'm the exact opposite. It's like I find they finally moved their little perimeter a little bit, and you could find a way like around it. And by the time I got home, I could do that. And then I told her, but it was hours before they opened up the roads and they actually left. And so, yeah, it was an inconvenience. I can say that it was definitely an inconvenience. And I think, because I saw some video on the ground, I think that was the Iranian guy that they got. That was a big deal. And again, just saw a blurb, I think, on IG. You know, where do I get my news? That'd be Fox News. No, yeah, I saw something on Instagram and I just kind of glanced at it. Or maybe it was Fox. Maybe it was Fox on IG. But at any rate, so there you go. I'm personally impacted by what is going on down there.
Stu.
Let's see what's going to happen here.
That's Stu on the chopper there.
And
Look,
this is the thing too. If this was all vetted, then why does the fire truck not know not to take Central northbound because of this little thing going on right there? Oh, can we transition?
Oh no, it's buffering. We're buffering, Stu. What's going on? We zoomed out and then all of a sudden they cut the feed. I think something good was going to happen there. They probably cut him after talking all that. Stu was talking some more. I get it right. And I think, oh, now we're buffering. What's going on out there? They zapping us? What up, everyone? Coming to you from the smoke shop, yeah. Or skate shop. What do you need? All right, there it goes. Quick little ride there with Stu. Thank you, Stu. Have a great weekend. What up, Poncho? What's popping, y'all? Yeah, I thought I'd jump on. Anytime there's a chopper ride like that with Stu or Marcel or any of the guys or any of the channels, believe me, I'm gonna jump on there. And that was a fun little ride for this Saturday. Hope everyone's having a good one. It's a warm one. It's hot outside, and we're keeping cool inside the shop here. Yeah, we got an AC that works. Thank goodness. What else? We got a Bigfoot report. Yeah, we got a Bigfoot report from you out of, it looks like East Texas. We'll get into that. What else could we get into? Some updates, minor updates on some missing persons. I guess we could do that as well. It'd be a good time to do that. Make sure we get that in. But we should keep checking out some of these live feeds. If y'all got a moment to hang out, unless someone's jumping on live, I don't know. What's popping out there, folks? What up, Roger? I see you. You got any of those deer sloppy joes going on? I hear you be making those, bud. Hillbilly Herb, much love to you, bro. Keep them rolled up and ready. 70 degrees in Fairbanks, Alaska. And you know what? Richard, hope you're well. Yeah, you got to be doing well in 70, right? 70 is good. Let's see if we could pull up Alaska. Can we pull up Alaska? Yeah. By request. We had it ready last time. Let's see. This is Dumpling Mountain, Katmai National Park, Alaska. Camera powered by explore.org. Yeah, that's over on YouTube. Go check them out. Take a quick peek at that. We'll go ahead and pop this open. We're going to head up to Alaska right away. I guess we'll make our way down from up there. And let's get that up to speed there. And look at that view there. That's lovely. We got Blue Line in the house. Salute. My East Coast brothers holding it down out there. Seen that video you just posted recently. What was it? Something to Remember, was it? What was the title on that? I was tripping out on that. As soon as I got the notification, I checked it out. Spank the hearts. Yeah, we appreciate the hearts, Amanda. Amanda's always throwing hearts. We're gonna throw some hearts back to everyone back there. And yeah, we're keeping an eye out for anything here. Seen some bears catching fish. What else? I was checking out some YouTube vids earlier. Seen a wolf snatching game cams. Wow. Never would have thought of, bear. Yeah, I know bears get into them, but yeah, wolves. Seen a black deer. Whose channel was that? You guys know who it is. They feature a bunch of game cam pics and stuff like that. There were some interesting ones. The melanated deer. So there's that. Yeah. Was it something? I forget what they called it exactly, but something to do with melanin. And obviously that deer had way more melanin in them. T-Bone, what up? Where's the barbecue? There's Molly. Molly Duran, welcome. All right, yeah, taking a peek at the national park here to see we got other cameras pulled up. There's a new one out of Redding area, I guess. Shasta Dam. There it is. I was thinking, trying to think of the county, but I don't know exactly. Shasta Dam. I don't know if that lands in Shasta County or in Siskiyou. We've been talking about Siskiyou County a whole lot lately. And actually, Bigfoot Society featured Siskiyou County interview just the other day. I think it was yesterday, the day before that. I was like, yep, right on point there. Let's see, we do have some other cameras to pull up, y'all. Let's take a quick little peek and we'll check out that Shasta Dam because you could get a view of Mount Shasta in the way in the back. Shasta Dam, and then what else is it? I guess a lake. It's kind of like a trio thing. See, this is another fun one that I found. So check out this YouTube channel here. They have a live feed going on here. Let's bump it up to speed. There we go. Now flash the channel really quick so you could check it out. Mount Rainier special live stream broadcast in the mountain out. Or is the mountain out? Sorry. And yeah, it's starting to peak there. Let's take a little peek at Mount Rainier, y'all. And this is super cool because they have all the data. Any data you may need. Here's a time up on the top left, date bottom left. Got their let's see, look at that. Temperature, wind speed, humidity, sunrise, sunset. How about that? And then you could just chill, kick back, check out the mountain, the clouds, the not clouds, and the beautiful trees there. Mount Rainier. I'm sure there's Sasquatch somewhere on that mountain. What's up, Jeff? Is Jeff handing out what's he handing out doobies in chat? What's going on here, Jeff? Dragonfly, what's up? What's up, everyone? My bro just got back from shopping. Actually, there was a fire we featured. Must have been like a week ago or so. You guys remember when we were checking out the fire? It was downtown. It's like during the week, I think. Firefighters were all in action there. Well, that affected where my brother gets some of our supplies here for the shop. So it's kind of weird. Yeah, so you can't go there. So he had to go elsewhere and outsource some other things. And yeah, we're like, damn, that was that fire we were checking out there. Anyway, all good. Things rolling smooth here at the shop. What up, Brian S? How's Venice Beach popping today? Are all the locals and locos they're making it happen? Juliana.
Juliana. Juliana. Juliana. Juliana. Juliana. Juliana. Juliana.
I think we got a Sasquatch walking in the background here. All right, Mount Rainier. Kind of hiding. Those were bipedal footsteps. All right, let's cruise along here. Let's might as well keep on going with the cams here. Shoot, we got them going. All right, another area we've been focusing on. So we're kind of let's see, we went Alaska, Mount Rainier. Now we're bumping back up to Vancouver Island here. Over at what's the name of this beach here? This resort. Hillbilly Herb knows in the chat. He's been here. Maybe he knows who builds those structures. Maybe it was a Hillbilly Herb kind of playing around with that driftwood out there. We've been monitoring this spot. Monitoring. Yeah, watching these I don't know, little creations there. You could see some, like the base of something. Some of them aren't. There is a hut over here. Watch. Let's zoom in on this. See if we could check it out. See if there's been any. See if anyone's in there actually. Oh, you're not gonna zoom for us, huh? Can't do it. Okay, it's too much. It's all good. We won't do that. And there is information on this stream as well, which is cool. You know, people like to know the data. There you got all the temperature and sure there's a date, all that fun stuff. But we're watching this spot at night. You know, I watch it late night. I'll tap in and check it out. See if there's any weird stuff going on here. Maybe you'll get some beach footing going on there. Yeah, Bigfoot likes to frequent the beach, I think. I mean, don't you? Who doesn't like going to the beach? Yeah, man. All right, what else do we have on the tube here? Yeah, this is another good one. So we'll cruise back up there later on tonight. I'll keep an eye on the beach, see if anything pops up, any TPs, any other weird structures or any of those strange lights I was tripping on the other night. Yeah, let's head on over to Dredford, Oregon. That's what the Queen calls it. Medford, Oregon. Let's see. Could we? There we go. Whoa. All right, that's the channel there. Let's see. It's Roxy Ann Peak live stream, Jackson County. Scanner feed. So this one has a scanner also, which is super cool. I do like listening to the scanners. It looks like it's zoomed in on a spot here. Usually it's panning around and checking out lovely Southern Oregon. We'll check it out here. See some smoke coming out of that. Maybe they're having a session over there. Hopefully that's not a fire, folks. You know, Southern Oregon, California. Things have been burning up here and there. Just a heads up. Yule. Yeah, we got some customers here. Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on this smoke here. That doesn't look too good. For some reason, I was thinking maybe it was a factory or something like that. But I was like, you know what? There's a bunch of trees around there. Let's see. What's Juliana saying here? Besides almost finding a... Oh, yeah, I did find a GoPro and it came all the way from Oregon. That was pretty cool. The chip still worked. Nice. You're talking everything that drifts up after high tide. Oh, someone probably doing some underwater. A video camera with the GoPro, maybe. They do have the like little waterproof case that you could put on them. Yeah, that's I don't know if it's the Willamette Valley. Maybe Juliana could correct me. I don't know. This part of Medford, what valley? What would they call that? When is that, Juanito? You going UFO hunting? You're in a good state for that. Yeah, Washington. I think a lot of people, I don't hear too many people talk about it, but statistically, they say Washington is up there with California. We've gone over some maps and some databases talking about how, a lot of sightings are reported out of California. If not, California's number one with the UFO reports. Washington was, I think, for a while. Or I think they could battle for it. But I think California took it this year. And then Washington is number one with Bigfoot. And then California is about, what, third? About there. So kind of just heads up with Washington on both of those things, which I find very interesting. And also another thing is that Politis recently mentioned more about the correlations possibly between Sasquatches and strange lights or strange craft in the air. Yeah, I don't knock it. You never know. Wookiees are out there. Oh, yeah. Gotcha, Richard. Yeah, so very possible. And I don't see any smoke there anymore, so that's cool. Let's see. Let's head on over to Big Bear. Looks like we're panning on some trees right now. We'll have a look anyway. Maybe we'll get one of the eaglet sightings. They're not eaglets anymore, I don't think. They have left the nest. So that's lovely. Big Bear there. Yeah, looks like any other part of Northern California, right? It's not bad. Southern California has its spots, folks. Don't knock it. You could get away from the people. Well, maybe here you have to push out a little further, but you could get into the woods pretty quick if need be. All right, so let's get into the Bigfoot report here. Let's let it pan a little bit. Maybe we get another nice shot here, but I like this little sneaky shot through the trees. Get a little peek at the lake there. Oh, we got to do the Shasta Dam. Let's do that one next. We'll head back up. Now we're bouncing all over the place. South, north, way north, Alaska. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. What's T-Bone saying? And UFOs, BD. What's Juliana saying? You see it rolling in the river, then it's rolling in the ocean. It's a pretty trippy GoPro find. Yeah, maybe go through that chip. You never know what you find inside the chip. Yeah, Rogue. Yeah, we're not sure. All right, let's head on over to check out this new live stream over. Let's see, where you at? Right here. So this is Northern California area office. If you want to check out the site, I just got alerted of this yesterday through the news up in Northern California. And so it seems to have the camera on for a bit and then it kind of resets. So it gives you a few minutes maybe to check out. And we'll have a look here. There it is. And we are live. Yeah. Right on. There it is. New Shasta Dam live stream webcam popping off. And even at night, it looks trippy. The bridge lights up there. You can see cars pass by if they're in their area. Looks pretty weird when they go by. But yeah, lovely trees there. And off to the back, you can see Mount Shasta, the Magic Mountain. We'll get a closer look of Mount Shasta here in a second too. I believe the Douglas cam is up and running at the moment. And some of these cams get like, I believe they get serviced or something like that. Sometimes they'll be pointing like at something not so interesting, and eventually they'll like recalibrate them or whatever it is that they do. And then, or maybe find a new way to stream it, like a new stream or something like that. Some of the YouTube streams will go on for quite a bit, and then they'll start a new stream. Said hopefully Shasta has some water. Last few years I've gone by it, super pathetic. Yeah, well, they say we're always in a drought, right? See a vehicle going by there. Yeah, it's a pretty cool view there. And yeah, anyone been, I know Grantavius, this is his old stomping grounds, but anyone else in the chat ever been up to the Shasta Dam? Yeah, it does look pretty full. Be interesting to see what it looks like in a month. Mm-hmm. All right. See, so it goes on for about a minute or two, and then boom, you got to go reconnect again. Anyway, that was pretty fun. I'm glad we got to check that out. And that's a new feature there, I guess. We'll be checking that out in the future as well. So let's pull up to Mount Shasta. Let's see, could we head on over to Shasta? Yeah, we could. Boom. All right, got that set up. What else is popping today, folks? Everyone keeping cool and hydrated. So here's the Douglas cam. And boom, a lot closer to the mountain there. This is a nice view. And yeah, you never know. You might get a Sasquatch road crossing there. It looks like a couple roads and some trails. You might get a UFO zipping by, headed into the mountain there. And that's why we're pulling these cameras up. Not only that, but just to check out, in case any other stuff, fires and stuff like that, right? Look for any danger or anyone in trouble even. There's people missing in these areas, so you got to keep an eye out for that as well. And yeah, there's an update, but yet no good news yet on that missing lady from the Angeles National Forest here, San Gabriel Mountains, 60-year-old lady. went for a hike, and it's been about a week now. I think they're on day 6 or 7 now, and still no find and no just no clue really on where she could have gone, which I think is pretty weird. Just pulled your husband out with your tractor because he got his tractor stuck. Oh, a break while he keeps chugging. And here you guys were. All right, right on. Yeah, she's out there farm thugging. Juliana, of course, holding down the farm and the barn. Much love to her and the fam up there. Yeah. And all the folks up in Humboldt County. And there's Testerman. Testerman, we jumped on here a little earlier, kind of like we had a breaking chopper feed from Fox 11, and Stu was up on there. So I was like, all right, let's go live and check it out. So we did that for a bit. Now we're checking out some of the live feed cams. We were hanging out over on your live stream earlier. So anyone like hanging out on live streams like this and don't know about our good friend here, the Bizarre and Unknown, and feel free to post your link, Testerman. I actually encourage it. People got links for something to check out. Yeah, let's see. Let's pull this up. Let's try to pull this up like stuff like this even. We're going to try to do an Instagram here. And already, we already, darn. Let's see. Let's do this. All right, we're going to try to pull up an Instagram here. And there's already a cool one. I was talking about the wolf earlier, snatching game cams. And one of my favorite Instagram pages is Parliament of Owls. He also has a YouTube channel, was recently on the news out here, got a bunch of game cams stolen. He takes pictures of wildlife and stuff up here out of the mountains locally, the Angeles Forest, where these people are missing and where we've been talking about earlier. Angeles Forest, San Gabriel Mountains. And something or someone took 5 of his game cams recently. So, he's been getting help to get his cameras back and get back in the field. And, they took it from private property was what was interesting. Sounds a little squatchy to me. Could they have Bigfoots going on in the property there? Maybe they got some activity